That doesn't make any sense, right?
And
Okay.
on IG?
Yeah.
Nothing on IG?
Wow.
We can't hear anything.
No.
What did Burnie do wrong?
Testing on IG.
No, we're just fizzy.
Testing on IG.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
That might work. Huh?
Yeah, that might work. Turn the thing on.
Okay, here we go.
Let's try it again. Testing.
Are we there now?
Turn the thing on.
Okay, here we go.
Now
we're back. Were we on YouTube now? Then?
No, not on YouTube.
Well, I'll stay live.
We're now on YouTube.
We've been on YouTube for 43 seconds.
Mm.
Wow. Okay, folks. We've
now we're good.
Mike, let me see your screen.
Yeah.
And should I start this over with?
Yeah, we'll give it an official start.
This snow is crazy. And if you find a parking space, what I tell them? You're about to win the lottery soon. And DC is giving out tickets, which I don't understand why, which makes no sense because it's hard to park. And DC hasn't fully shoveled the streets good enough.
The crosswalks are terrible. I live 10 minutes up the road. I felt like I was climbing a mountain to try to get over to Chaps.
Yeah.
It was
like, what are we
impossible.
doing? What are we doing?
I get that the roads are paved, but they haven't paved the crosswalks. And poor people are trying to climb over all this snow just to get over.
I mean, there's so many.
It's wild.
There's like 1 million ice workers now, and less people to clean the streets and sidewalks. It's crazy.
What's the National Guard doing here if not to shovel our sidewalks?
I mean, in Buffalo, they're paying people they pay people to shovel the stadium. I mean,
yeah.
Let me sign up and shovel. Sign me a couple of streets to shovel. I'll do it.
Get the job done, huh?
Make me some extra side cash. We all need it these days.
All I know is this is my second winter here in DC, and this is probably the worst snowstorm of my life.
Wow.
Yeah, Florida guy. He's a Florida guy.
Mike is back from
Vietnam.
Wow. That was a 19-hour journey.
In Vietnam for a week for work. Glad to be back in this US of A. Though I wish I was back in Vietnam because the weather was like 82 degrees and I was hanging out on the beach.
Your speed, huh?
Yeah,
wow.
That's more.
Jealous. So jealous, folks. But we've said there are the January birthdays. This is the last Whiskey Wednesday. So happy birthday to everyone who has had a January birthday. As we swing into February, a lot of February birthdays. Valentine's Day is coming up, and
my wife's birthday is in February.
Hey, a lot of birthdays coming up. And as you'll see, folks, we did promise we would add some single malts, Scotch whiskeys, Irish whiskeys, and
American single malts as well.
Single malts,
right?
And we are keeping our promise with an amazing lineup, premium lineup, very highly premium. And I can't wait to get into
some good stuff.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun time. Yeah. It's going to be a fun time. Absolutely. But I'll do the official welcoming. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Whiskey Wednesday. It is January 28th.
I'm going to open that.
2026. Exactly.
I love it.
Indeed. And welcome to Whiskey Wednesday. I have a man Stone here with me. Mike is here. We have certainly trekked through the snow, the ice. It's crazy. Of course, we were just talking about all of the conditions out and about. Everyone be safe as you traverse these crazy icy roadways and walkways here in
Grab yourself a pour to warm up. That's the best way to warm up on a night like this.
I spent Sunday, Monday, half Saturday in the snow with amazing lineup of whiskeys. Shout out to Sweet Kid. I have a pretty awesome new wine rack. I mean, whiskey show.
Okay.
Get this stuff out of the floor. So yes, I have a new whiskey rack.
Oh,
every bottle on the floor filled the whole rack.
Hey, congratulations, man. It's great to get a gift, man, like that.
Yeah, it is nice to get a gift.
Absolutely. You gift yourself. Who cares? whichever way it goes. Well, folks, should we just go ahead and get started? Yeah, one other mention. You mentioned that it was great to have a dram along with this cold weather. It's also great to stop by tomorrow. Civic on 8th, folks, right next door at 501 8th Street, Southeast Washington, D.C. Shout out to Rhonda Elaine Fox.
It's finally here.
Absolutely, on getting her dream, the space that she envisioned, to the point where now she's ready to start welcoming in friends, neighbors, patrons to Civic on 8th, a beverage destination. And super excited about Civic on 8th. Come by, grab your coffee, your morning cup of joe, your cappuccinos. Yeah,
Sounds like a good
all the above.
latte.
Welcoming back to Barracks Road, Souk. Dr. Winnett got her start here with her company, Sweet Lobby and Souk. She's doing business to business in an unbelievable fashion. That is her core model. So she closed up her retail shop down on the 700 block of Barracks Road. But and that was just 2-3 months ago.
Yeah.
But we're keeping Souk alive right here at Civic, right at 501 8th Street Southeast. Civic on 8th. Come check out those pastries and goodies that we all used to love to grab from Souk. But coffee by swings, and eventually there'll be some cocktails as well and other alcoholic beverages coming later, though. But check out Salon for the City, salonforthecity.com. All right, that's my spiel right there. About Civic.
Spiel.
Well, appreciate it. And it's looking good over there, everybody. So I'm sure you'll be very impressed of how Ophelia's Fish House was transformed into Civic on 8th.
I'm excited to check it out.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Well, let's get into these whiskeys, everybody.
Yeah.
Mike, you already ripped the red off.
Oh yeah, I mean, I haven't opened it yet, but yeah, first took the boil.
First
Yeah,
crack. Mike is always so antsy, folks. It's who Mike is.
thirsty.
I enjoy
a long day. Oh,
Mhm.
give me a hard time when you're dropping the cork.
At least it wasn't the soap. So it was
There you go.
it was the cork, folks. Wow. I mean, no good humor, light humor, dark humor, it's all humor. It is. I mean, some of our best. Wow.
We need to clip that. Oh my gosh. Tonight is going to be one of those nights.
I mean, some of our best communities.
Can you drink your water so we can pour
Some
you
of our best comedians
sure
have
will.
some of the rawest jokes ever. And they are iconic.
JJ Baby and Danny, what's going on, girly girls?
Ooh.
As you all join.
No,
Yes, have school tomorrow. It's a 2-hour delay, but make sure you get your rest.
PG?
Nope.
Oh, so I thought PG was out tomorrow.
I said nope. It's kind of left it there, right?
Ooh.
Down a
That
little
is good.
further south. Okay. Yeah. Glenmo, folks, a classic. We just bought it back. You know, we've been touching on over the last number of months. We have comments. Hey, where the single malts? Where the single malts? I have been so far departed from single malts, but the intention 2026 is to bring them back. And these guys are riding with me on the journey to make sure we have some single malts here on Whiskey Wednesday, but also back in shop and also tasting for Friday. So this is one that we're going to have on the tasting lineup for this Friday. Glenmorangie, I used to love the lineup. I've been away from it for a couple years, maybe now, and the changes that it's undergone. What happened to the original box being a 10-year is now a 12-year. What happened to this red box product? What we're doing now, the Glenmo Lasanta was a 12-year, now it's a 15-year.
Yeah.
The Quinta do Ruban port cask finish was also a 12-year. It already became a 14-year. And is it still a 14-year, or did they up it to 16? I think it may be.
Yeah.
One of them went up to 16. I think it was the Sauterne cask is now 16-year. Those used to all be 12 years. So anyway, it's undergone a lot of change, and I'm excited to get into these new offerings by by Glenmorangie. All right. So yeah, let's go, gentlemen.
It's like when cherry meets orange.
Okay. I get like a black tea note. Like you just brewed a batch of like tea to make for sweet tea.
Is it because you've been drinking Vietnamese tea?
I did have tea on my flights. So. The Vietnamese have really great coffee. That's the big thing in Vietnam.
And pho.
And pho, yeah. But yeah, it's like when when like you're making like sun tea in the summer, and you're about to add sugar to it.
Sun tea.
Yeah, you made sun tea before?
No.
Oh, it's classic.
I made sun eggs though.
It's good.
It smells so smooth.
The Sherry-cask really shines. It's like really approachable, light.
Y'all keep it going.
It's like a chocolate, maybe coffee,
A
something.
little bit, yeah. I get a little bit of like a cow.
A lot of red fruits there.
I'm going to listen to everything that you all are saying, and then I
think-
finally get an opportunity to taste it. And I'll have
we got
something to base my palate on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's some
Right.
viscosity.
So
there.
viscosity, I get chocolate. Yeah.
With it being double barreled, we got what? First a bourbon.
Yep.
Yeah, first
First
bourbon
bourbon,
cask,
yep.
and then Sherry-cask. So
And it used to be all, of course, the 10-year aging in the bourbon cask, and then 2 years of finishing. So I'm wondering, because they now have the 12-year original. I wonder if they're now going to 12 years for the base aging, and then like 3 years in sherry.
3 years of sherry. Is
All
pretty
information I'm
expensive.
gonna make certain
yeah,
to figure out
That's
over the
pretty.
next week.
It's a long time in the second barrel.
I think
Yeah,
it shines.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like you get raisins, like honeycomb. It's nice. A little bit of spice on the end too.
All
I
right,
get an enjoyable licorice.
let's go ahead and get the
Like a
tipper
cherry
up.
Twizzler,
Sorry
not
about
black.
that, folks.
Red licorice.
You get a red licorice? Mm. All right.
Keep it going. I want this with some. Sounds really good. This one like some
There we go. You want it with orange chicken?
orange chicken. I feel like this goes
Okay.
right with that glaze sauce, the orange
Yeah.
chicken sauce. Some
Orange chicken or General Tso chicken?
a little, maybe General Tso's, a little
Yeah.
more sweet or malty, kind of
Yeah.
like. I
Mhm.
think this goes right there with that.
The thing I like about Glenmo is their products are great on its own, but also this would be really good in like an old fashioned, a paper plane, like in a cocktail. Like this would be fantastic as well.
I'm getting barbecue from this. I'm getting barbecue, roasty. Yeah. This goes good with some Blue Hole barbecue sauce right about now. The mountain one though.
Which
It's a green lady. Blue Hole. Oh, best barbecue sauce in the world.
okay, I never had that one.
Where do you get that?
Well, only place I found is Amazon and Giant.
Mm.
Okay.
The best barbecue sauce. It doesn't have a lot of tomato in it. So you get more caramelization when you try to get it that nice sticky on your barbecue. The caramelizes better because it's less barbecue sauce and more sugars and syrups and honeys. So but this goes right there for that.
We gotta do a whiskey and barbecue sauce pairing night, I guess.
Wow. How does that work? Do you pick one barbecue sauce to go with every whiskey? Or one barbecue sauce for every whiskey?
One barbecue sauce for every whiskey. Wow. One of these days we're gonna have to do like a food whiskey pairing. I know we've always talked about it, but that would be fun.
Yeah. We had a little chocolate the other day. Were you here for that? So
Yeah.
Travis, you Travis,
I
right?
got here late, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We
And,
had barbecue wings on here. We had bourbon honey cornbread on here.
Maybe we do that for the chat's anniversary tasting.
Mm. Mm. Mm-hmm.
That could be it.
Well,
Yeah.
that is a quick turnaround.
Yeah. What is that?
That is actually the 1st of February. It's the
What?
actual anniversary.
Next week.
That's like little Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah, folks.
Wow.
So that is next Wednesday.
We're going on how many years now?
It'll be 92
Wow. 92 years.
years. Mhm.
Incredible.
Right.
2 years.
Quite a while. Okay, I finally found this image. All right. So you all fill in the blanks. I'm
Yeah.
so sorry that.
No, you're good.
Could you
Yeah.
imagine being around 92 years and having that much pension in chats? Could you imagine having just one share of Chats Liquors for 92 years?
For 92 years.
I would probably be a millionaire by now.
Oh, hey.
Several million stashed away.
Yeah, we'll have to do some fun tastings then. For February.
Definitely been a beautiful run in my family's 48 years of operations over the 92 years, right?
1.5.
Yep, absolutely.
It's funny you say that because I've been drinking this whiskey cocktail.
Just the cran rye?
Yeah, I've been drinking that. I even spruced it up a little bit with a squeeze of lime.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Man, I'm gonna bring that to got to bring back Zoe's cocktail corner and bring that in. You set up in my cocktail station over there. Why are you laughing at my cocktail?
I'm not.
Danielle. I said your name, Danielle. I said Danny. Okay, I didn't say. I said Danielle. I said Danny, not Danielle. Sorry.
I feel a little.
Landon's in the house as well. All right, almost
A little maraschino going on there. So
there is quite a bit of maraschino, right? Yeah, I'm getting these red fruit notes, which is pretty approachable, as you mentioned. You know, Manhattan, the red fruit tones, that richer kind of core of cacao, a little sweet, right? A little sweet, slightly. Yeah, sweet toasted, sweet, yeah, sweet little toasty cherry.
Yeah.
I'm trying to associate that though with something that,
cordial.
yeah, smoked, right? Smoked Manhattan. That's what I had. I had recently a smoked
I can see
Manhattan.
that.
Okay.
And so that's what this is really reminding me of right now. Shout out to Awakening across the street. Happy birthday now. Belated to Warren over there at Awakening. Shout out to Aaron as well. Yeah.
That took over what? Extreme Pizza? Was that
Correct.
what? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Extreme Pizza was good on a regular day just to go.
Mm-hmm.
All these changes in Derek's room.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just dying about your kids thinking that they have a school day tomorrow or a snow day tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You notice that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They have a 2-hour delay tomorrow. 2-hour delay. All right. Well, this is good. There's that little nuance of toasted oak on the finish, but it does kind of borderline a little bit of a peat-like note. Not smoky and intense, but you know, it's one of those Highland productions that I think give you enough savory characteristic, enough roundness. It reminds me of Speyside so very well, right?
Are you getting
are you associating the smoke with peat at all?
I would go light smoke, not peat for me.
Reverse. What type of smoke? Just a regular toasting of the oak?
No, a little more, something more to it than that.
Like what? Like what's the foundation of the toast?
I don't know.
Or the smoke, I should say.
Malting.
Okay.
Maybe.
Like I mean, there's probably some toasted malt in the
because you know people always speak about the thin line as saying heavy smoke and heavy peat kind of like. So I'm not getting peat from it. I'm definitely getting like a light aromatic smoke that I can enjoy on the taste.
I also wonder though, a lot of what would be kind of
light peat note is erased because of the double barreling. Going from a bourbon cask to a sherry cask, sherry like really overpowers the time it's in a finish. So I wonder if that kind of dissipates it a little bit.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, where you have sherry that is already going to give you some of these kind of reduced like flavors, some of these oxidative like notes, how that marries with the malted whiskey is interesting. But that's the fun with single malts and finishing processes and so forth. You can get something a bit more complex and nuanced. At 15 years, folks, I mean,
it's around.
It's right? Remember a time when if you found a 15, it was tough to find a 15-year Highland with a heavy, especially a Sherry-cask production. That was closer to say a $60 price point.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what
Look at how 12 is.
Yeah. Like somewhere in the $60, $70 price point. It's tough. But Macallan being the brands that just
crazy.
Probably, it jumped up to $100 for a 15-year.
When I seen Glenmorangie the first time in these statements for stuff, it don't get no better.
It's a great value.
Super affordable.
Indeed. All right, well, let's go ahead and start rating.
Get into this, we're not getting into the single malt world, but even though I'm still in the limbo of learning.
No, I think you did great last week, man.
Last week was just.
Oh yeah, that's right. I stand corrected.
Got it. But this is delicious, balanced, flavorful. The finish is good. Man, 15 year sherry comes through there. Man, I mean, I'm gonna stand on it and say 8.
Oh, wow.
I'm gonna stand on it and say 8. Hey, wow. I was thinking 7.75, but when I think about just the array of flavors we had, the depth on the chart of flavors, the age statement goes into this bottle and everything. I stand right there.
Nice.
High score.
That's pretty
good.
That's a bold score.
It is a bold score indeed.
For me, I think Glenmorangie is probably one of the more approachable of Highland scotches. Really, like we were just talking about, really great value, easy to find anywhere on the shelf. It's one of those statement pieces, I would say. When
we talk about the proof, I don't think we ever mentioned the proof.
I think it's 45.
It's 43%. So 86 proof.
Yeah. I think it's one of those statement pieces. Like if you're going to a cocktail party or a dinner party, bring this bottle. It's easy to find. It's an approachable price point. Bottle's sexy. I mean, look at the curves on screen. It's a sexy bottle. But
always comes in a box.
Always comes in a box. But the flavors are really easy. It's perfect for as you're eating dinner, with dessert, maybe a cigar. Like overall, really fun starter of the night. I think it's perfect for us to put it right in the beginning. I'm going to go 7.25 on this one. Great. My 7.25 doesn't mean it's not great, but
Cash Train over there. Cash Train would put it higher. You don't think so?
Yeah, no, exactly. Like I think if it was higher proof, even if it was at like 140, 49, getting close to 100 proof, I probably would have been higher. 7.25.
All right. Well, in the past, it's been one of my go-tos, certainly a favorite one to turn on folks who are, especially the single malt world, as well as those who are kind of just chasing the classics, right? Chasing Macallans, Glenlivet, Glenfiddichs. As I started getting away from those big three, my next kind of go-to for those palettes, or those folks seeking those brands. And it was a hit. I mean, there was a time we used to move so much Glenmorangie. And I'm happy to have it back on the shelves. I think we're going to do well with it. I think it's a very solid product. Even more so now that it's a 15-year expression, it leans into its elegance and maturity a bit more than it used to. Now, because of that, it's even softer for me, right? It's so approachable. No presence of ABV at all, really, in the sip. And it's one of those things where if you were to put a drinking on with a rock, a cube, it's going to dilute so fast, right? Yeah. And so
you don't need any.
Yeah. Everything will dilute the flavor intensity, the spirit note even more, the body weight. So I like it where it is. I'm glad that we started with that. Thanks, Mike. Yeah. He recommended, put that at the front. I was like, well, it has all that Sherry-cask stuff that you don't put at the front. Yeah, you're right, man. It's so easy drinking, and at a 15-year, puts you into that arena where it's polished in a rocks glass or Glencairn. It'll be easy to share with friends and all. A little less frills, so I also give it a 7.25 because of that. Very well made, easy drinking. Outstanding, I wouldn't say outstanding, right? But I'm getting a little off the grid sometimes of just the Sherry-cask finish Highland production at a low proof point for interesting, higher ranking products. But this one delivers 7.25. Some may love it as much as an 8, up to that, as well, especially for those of you who are into Highland single malts and who like lower proof points. It's just not quite enough for some of us. So 7.25 for me as well.
I had to get back to my roots. Now
yeah, man, exactly. Let me go ahead and
hit home, baby.
Absolutely. So Glenmorangie, the Lasanta 15-year-old now Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. It is 86 proof. That's 53% ABV. Alonzo loved it. Got him back to his low proof roots. Gave it an 8 out of 10. Mike and I gave it a 7.25 out of 10. I think it's solid whiskey. It drinks well. It's easy. And yeah, man, you got to be a little more gentle with those classic cask.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
Bottlings. Yeah.
What we should have turned that upside down for a while.
Let's go ahead and put a spin on those bad boys, and hopefully we'll be able to get this out without.
Here it is, folks.
So opening a bottle of whiskey with a corkscrew, folks. When you have real corks placed into whiskey bottles and all, and sometimes you might need,
to wet the cork.
Yeah, might need a corkscrew.
Back in my day,
I did not expect to do that.
Back in my day, we'll just push the cork through.
Nah, why do that?
This is
weekend.
This is Bernie's wine
we
training
can remove that
at work.
Indeed. Got to put it to work every once in a while, right?
Wow.
Absolutely.
Incredible. So it's probably been a while since you've opened this.
Let's see. Is it corked, folks? Let's see. Yeah, it's been a little while. It has been a little while for sure.
I can smell the iodine jumping up out of the bottle.
Really?
So clear. We always eye whiskeys and stuff before we drank it, and the factor of
I'm sorry.
Wow. Didn't I expect that?
Didn't expect that, huh?
No.
Okay. Wow. All right. So let me just get this old ticker off. Goodbye, Glenmorangie.
And it's like white peach, white cranberry.
Stone fruit. Sounds like some stone fruit. Actually.
A background of raisin, white raisin.
Okay. That all sounds good to me.
A little fruit punchy, like apricot.
Yeah, I do get a lot of that. Indeed, this is a classic cask, folks. It's rare whiskeys, rare casks of whiskeys that have been purchased from various distilleries. This one being the Nevis distillery of the Highlands, and It is a 17-year-old product. As you can see from the label there, or from the glass itself,
Yeah.
it's a more pale color.
Pale.
But yeah.
It's gotta be a little lighter.
Yeah, lighter than pale.
Yeah.
This is like
It's like you gotta have a little bit more water, but you're still in a healthy range type of pale.
white pepper.
Yeah. It's still in 1998. That's crazy.
Wow,
Still at 98.
this whiskey makes me feel like an expert. These flavors are just jumping up out of the glass.
Gosh, I was about, what year were you born, Mike?
93.
93.
Ooh.
Good gosh, man.
This is right up your
93.
glass. This is right. I say right up your glass. This is right up your alley.
Not quite, but this is good. A lot of complexity there.
This starts getting towards like the 40.
Yeah, this is I think where this begins to differentiate than the Glenmorangie. Glenmorangie is like approachable, it's soft, it's kind of just like a nice little mellow note. This has like a nice little punch to it. I do get a lot of like white peach, a lot of like stone fruit. This has like nice. The peat really does shine a little bit more. It's subtle, but it's still a little bit more smoky than the first one. Yeah, which is nice.
Getting closer to the top of the scale for.
Yeah. Well, wait till we get to the end.
I know it's always you.
Miss Denise Farrell in the house. She says, how long have you had this whiskey, Burnie? Honestly, it's probably been about 10 years.
It said bottled 2016, so probably close to
Yeah, probably about 10 years. I remember tasting this when this portfolio of various whiskeys first hit, stateside, and I picked a few things, probably about 4 or 5 different classic cask productions, another brand, like 2 other brands that they had out, like a bunch of different single malts, small batch.
What was the retail on this?
Actually, it probably wasn't as bad as some of the other 17 years. At that time, it was just an off-brand. It was something that, no one really had seen before. And, of course, Nevis as well, as a distillery, something that's not as majorly sought after. So I want to say that we were selling this for probably right around 100, a little over $100.
Wow.
Or 17.
Yeah, probably no more than 120.
I've never even heard of Ben Nevis before.
Yeah.
It's a mountain.
Mhm.
That is for 10 years. That's crazy. I don't think there's no whiskey I enjoy right now have for 10 years. The longest whiskey I've had is that Thomas Handy. That was 3 years old.
Well, to be fair to Burnie, you don't have as much whiskey as he does.
That is true too. That is privilege.
This man's got whiskey.
It's just tough. So sometimes you forget about him. Yeah, especially out of sight, out of mind.
He said, I knew what I was looking for. That's what he said.
He
didn't even know what bottle he was looking for. He just knew what he was looking for.
But I can't tell you the name of it right now.
I'll know. Absolutely. Absolutely.
This is nice.
Yeah. Such elegance. I like the kind of mention of stone fruit, kind of spicy pear. I'm getting a spice pear, maybe a little bit of peach or like fruit cocktail, a little peach, a little bit of the pear.
Not punchy, but fruit cocktail.
Yeah, that hint of that syrup.
Yeah.
Wow. A little cherry, but honey notes. Very light toast. A hint of all that, just a hint of brioche, like kind of like you have in champagne, right? A little bit of that kind of yeasty brioche like thing going on.
Okay.
Yeah.
But not a lot of savory notes. That's one thing I noticed about Highland is a lot of times in scotches, and we'll get to them towards the end, like they kind of read like
like a construction site. You know, it's really unique and a mix of savory and industrial, like Scotch tasting notes. But Highland Scotches, still very fruit forward, very light, vibrant.
Mike has been on one, folks, before we even got on the camera with his descriptive notes tonight.
Scotch tasting notes might be my favorite. Like way better than bourbon tasting notes because they are the most creative out there. You're like, wait, I'm sorry, what did you describe this as?
Indeed.
Yeah, it's my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
This is finishing tasting like the other side of licorice for me.
Mm-hmm.
This is the sweeter side. This is the aggressive tartar side.
So you said red licorice, black licorice. Okay.
But not in an offensive black licorice way, because people don't like black licorice. This is kind of enjoyable black licorice. I don't know why I had to be red. That's only two types I see.
You all, two of you, I tell you.
Unless you eat nerd rope candy. I mean, other than that, I don't know.
Is Nerd's rope technically licorice, or is it a gummy?
Licorice.
Yeah.
This is really good though. It's really bright.
You don't like that?
Like some wheat or straw though too.
I think this is one that, and I see this a lot, especially in the Scotch world, where we have another one kind of in the lineup as well. Sourced bottles, kind of white labeled. It's not, Glenmorangie, okay, this is coming from their distillery, but this one is like, oh yeah, this is a random distillery. This is where it's produced by, but it's not part of. It's like a barrel that we found, but not part of their main lineup, which is always really creative. Bourbon, honestly, could take a better page out of that. Outside of Orphan Barrel, I don't really know a lot of places that are buying barrels, saying, "Oh, it's produced from here," and then white label.
Right. And Orphan Barrel, I think, does a great job at doing something.
There's
doing some
it's
things
kind of crazy
that they will associate to place of origin, especially for their single malts, right? And for the bourbons, though, not always, right?
Yeah. But if you think about your best action movies, right? And you think about your best villains, bad guys, good guys, they always seem to drink whiskey, preferably like a Scotch or something.
Always a Scotch, because I think Scotch has been like
So
known as like the universal luxury spirit.
and most of those movies aren't in the US per se.
Yeah.
Right. Do you think they're drinking Speyside or Islay? Because they're pouring it heavy.
Yeah,
and
they
always drink it straight. They always drink it straight.
They're probably drinking Highland or Speyside. No one, honestly, you have to think like they're probably the most evil villain on the face of the earth if they're drinking Islay Scotch. And if they're drinking Campbeltown, which is the very last Scotch that we'll drink tonight, they are truly the worst of the worst.
So I'm thinking like, it got to be Highland or Speyside because they're like, but it's always dark. I mean, well, this is pretty dark too. Yeah, but they're like pouring in. They're like, give me a Scotch. And it's like this much, and they're chucking it like you'll think it's cognac.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So, yeah, man, Mike. Guess we got to start with your rating.
Yeah, I think for me, this one still very approachable. But there's a nice bite to it that I think serves it as really unique, really unique, and very fruit forward, not very savory. Some light peat, some light smoke, which is really enjoyable. I'm gonna go just a hair above the Glenmorangie. I'm gonna go 7.5 on this one. What do you got?
I think at some point in this night, A, you you are hard on scotches when you rate. Or B, you're gonna be biased by the time we get to the end of the lineup. But
I just haven't touched anything that gets into that 8 range for me yet.
I
know what I
will
like in
go
Scotch.
out and say that this is a 17-year with all respect. A lot of flavor notes there, delicious. I think this is the peak of kind of peat that I like. If I had this bottle would probably last me 10 years. In a good way, bad.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't drink it as much. I'm gonna go 7.5 because I would love this for a switch up on my bar.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go 7.5.
What do you think, Bert?
Well, you're 7.5. What were you?
7.5.
7.5. Okay, yeah. I kind of like where you all are on those for sure. It is one of those whiskeys where I would probably prefer in a flight, right? Maybe starting off things. It's definitely a springtime. Springtime,
Yeah.
some early fall. I would sit back with this in 75-degree weather, right?
Outside 75.
Yeah, you're outside, you're relaxing.
Is it room temp or chill? Because I'm
The whiskey?
confused now.
No, the whiskey's room temperature.
Room
You know how we enjoy it, right?
outside 75-degree weather.
75, 80.
And you're matching it with the temperature.
Yeah. Yeah,
Nice.
in the season, right? Spring
Yeah.
day. 75 degrees
Tulip,
outside, nice
tulip.
little breeze.
You write poetry. Blooming.
It's a lucky girl, huh?
Setting the scene.
Setting the scene.
Bernie, where you going with that?
So where I am, I'm at a 7.75.
Oh, okay.
I'm at 7.75.
This is his 10-year-old baby. Of course it's gonna be.
Yeah. So I'm at a 7.75 for that one. Mike, once again, you are at a 7.5, and Alonzo, you were also 7.5, right?
You hear that, kids? You didn't know it was 60, y'all. It's a 10-year-old baby. Yeah, 10 years.
Well, must have twins.
That's
I
I
have
said it.
twins,
No, it's like Danny DeVito.
Yes,
Schwarzenegger.
indeed, the classic cast. Ben Nevis, 17-year-old
Nevis.
Highland single malt Scotch whiskey. It is 92 proof. Alonzo and Mike give it a 7.5. I give it a 7.75, just a little tick above. Classic whiskey with some nice age on it, but a softer, approachable style. I want some sunshine and some flowers blooming, and some grass needles just blowing in the wind, and
Grass needles, folks.
relaxing on a beautiful spring afternoon.
You got a thesaurus around here somewhere?
That. I mean, I got into Mike's poetry mode battle now.
I think tonight we're kind of a couple of musketeers, you know.
What's that?
What is happening? Wild night.
Everything.
Wild night.
All right,
Everything is
folks.
happening.
We're on to the next one, folks.
Absolutely, we are. Wow. What a night. This has been fun
This is a name.
thus far, and we're just at the halfway point right now.
This
right?
is a name I've never heard before, folks.
John Milroy.
It sounds like a golf player.
It does. It sounds like a golfer for sure.
McIlroy, right? Milroy. Indeed.
Why did you say that with that tone, like you tried to put an accent?
Who's that? Me? Oh, because of culture, man. You know,
Culture.
He's culture
in there.
This man opened a Scotch bottle with a corkscrew. You've been around.
Thank you very much.
Oh, I like this one. I don't know why I'm getting some light bourbon on the nose.
Higher
Bourbon-like notes.
Light bourbon.
110.
Yeah, there we go.
I'm getting some light bourbon.
Yeah. And it's also Speyside too.
Right.
Rich.
This is
some corn. I want to
all
say
music to our ears, right?
light
Son?
corn.
Yeah.
It's good.
Mhm.
Smells a little bit like mellow corn.
Let's add this ticker up here. Another one of these kind of white label productions, folks. John Milroy.
Same importer as
it's
as a
part of
classic.
the same package as far as importation and all of the product. So let's see what we got, folks. This is Speyside. I love Speyside.
Yeah.
Of course, we were drinking a little bit of Singleton 18-year a couple weeks ago, right?
Yeah.
Speyside production. Just like the balance and some of the slightly more savory characteristics and the mouthfeel of Speyside. All right.
I can't say I feel like scotches.
Bye, JJ.
They the nose that you nose stays there, but I feel like it gets softer faster. Scotches to me.
Yeah.
I first pour it jumps out my glass. I mean, nose is always changing on whiskey as it sits in your glass, of course. But I think it gets so softer and faster to me.
Folks, sometimes you can start to sense what type of character, the body, intensities, and so forth you get from products.
Yeah.
By first stopping and looking at them, right? This whiskey and the last one that we had, much, much, much lighter in color than, say, the first whiskey. They're higher in proof than the first whiskey. One has been a couple years older. One has been a couple years younger than the first whiskey we had.
I think a lot of that comes also to the first fill barrel that these are going through. So the last two that we had, I'm 100% or pretty close to certain that they're bourbon-esque bourbon casks. That's the first fill. But this one we had bourbon and then we had sherry. So all of the color that you see is from that sherry finish. That's why even like we went to the ports.
Right.
Scotch takes on so much more color when it's in the secondary barrels compared to bourbon, because bourbon, when it's in new charred oak, it's pulling all the color right away from that first one. Scotch looks a little bit more lighter, and then when it gets into the secondary fill, that's when it like really takes a lot of that dark, rich color.
Wow, so much. Getting like a lot of just like freshly made, clear candy in the pot. Like this fresh candy when it's bubbling. You're trying to hit that 300 degrees to turn it candy X. You get like clean. It's a clean candy.
Absolutely.
Clean sweetness in here.
Shout out to Chill Will. What's going on, Rocco? How are you? HD, welcome back. Enjoying New Riff Single Malt. Nice. 114.5.
Nice.
Hey, enjoy yourself, bourbon lovers. Bourbon lover, how are you? How are you? I'm sure you're drinking on something. Cheers to you.
I think our YouTube commenters are my favorite, because I don't know if they live in the DC area.
I don't know either.
But they are the most active, and
they are. And they like talk to each other.
Yeah.
It feels like a little exclusive fan club. I love it.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's so great. All right. It is so great. So yeah, thank you all so much for joining in. And there was one of those brothers. Was it HG? Is he from the UK?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was from the UK.
Yeah. Absolutely. I remember that from some strings back. So shout out to everybody.
I wonder if that was my homeboy that came here from the UK.
Yeah.
Maybe. No, his name did start with a H.
Right. Absolutely.
That's probably more.
Yes, indeed.
Hey,
yes, indeed. There you go.
He bought some whiskey pass right before Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing whiskeys.
Yeah, that's dope. All right. So getting back into this John Milroy, I'm loving the proof point number one, right?
Yes.
A lot more
flavor intensity is there.
One of those things.
The finish.
Yeah. Where having something closer to cask strength or higher proof just gives you more flavor potential to transfer to the palate and to enjoy. And if it's a solid whiskey, as far as that particular barrel or the blend, if it's a balanced expression, then that's what you want. Drink it at full proof, 1 or 2 drops of water, a few drops of water allows you to find your own sweet spot. But this is drinking quite well.
Yeah,
it holds your attention a bit more than some of the lower proofs do.
I also think it's very floral and citrusy. This one, it's the proof point has more intensity and kind of gives you that, really sharp notes on your palate, but there's something soft and subtle about it. I think, again, kind of with that floral note that I'm getting on the palate, especially on the back end.
So, with this being Speyside, right?
Yeah.
Glenlivet, Speyside.
Mm-hmm. Macallan's not.
Highland,
Yeah.
Also
Speyside.
So I thought Glenlivet was Speyside.
Balvenie is Speyside.
Balvenie, yep.
Yeah.
So, but why is this so much heavier, roastier, smokier,
Richer, heavier viscosity, right?
than Glenlivet?
I think you get a little bit more of the uniqueness of this distillery versus Glenlivet. I think sometimes
stuff from Glenlivet. Not like this.
I think sometimes not mass produced, but major brand scotches have kind of curated their palates and their notes to be as approachable as possible, whereas some of these more niche distilleries kind of take small risks. That's my
Because
take.
Glenlivet is more like in this realm for me. The delivery is not peat there. It's not going to be smoke there. It sits here. It doesn't sit like right here more. Even Balvenie sits a little close here. It does this side.
Yeah, well, it's also one of those things where they're going to proof it down more, right? Once again, fuller potential. You're also talking about so much of the malt-like flavors and the weight coming from the distillation process, and how much of kind of the oils are extracted and maintained, non-chill filtered, and all these things that we look for kind of more unique, smaller batch productions. And all of that also goes to them not attempting to manufacture the whiskey in a way that every batch over the various years that it's being produced all have to taste the same. So there's techniques and strategies that those whiskeys have to undergo so that you can have that level of consistency. With these productions, it's all about the uniqueness of the particular barrel, particular bottling, and for, once again, a non-manipulated style of whiskey to be the resulting product that they put into the bottle, so that we can kind of dive into it with a bit more curiosity, and there's so much more nuance there, right?
Yeah.
So this is one of the beautiful things about small batch craft. Even if it's like a white label that is purchasing juice from another distillery, but they're going about bottling it in a way that the larger distillery probably would never, right? And so there have been experiences I've had with products under a third bottler label, secondary labeler, that tastes so different, although the product was distilled at a particular distillery, tastes so different than the original distillery's products. So yeah, stuff. All right. What do y'all think?
I'm glad I can
Civic
recognize.
opening up tomorrow.
I'm glad I can recognize how much I'm drinking whiskey and learning. Boy, if you'd have asked me 3 years ago, I would have had nothing good or enjoyable to say about this. I probably would have poured it out. To be honest with you. So shout out to learning.
I was right there with you, probably about 6 years ago. Never really got into Scotch. Always been a bourbon guy. Then I joined a whiskey club back home in Florida. and half of the group there was Scotch guys, in particular Islay Scotches, and that kind of opened my eyes and to where I was like, all right, I think I kind of like Scotch a little bit now. I don't own as much Scotch as I do bourbon because bourbon's still my favorite, but I am always ready to drink a really great peated Scotch. Like when I was in Vietnam, I didn't have any bourbon in Vietnam, but I did have a 15-year Highland Park. Delicious. So
Okay. Good.
The last sip of that Scotch was so clear in my glass that I thought it was water.
Mm.
And I drank it like it was water, and it attacked me just now. I'm not lying to you.
It attacked you. Okay.
By the time I got the glass to my lips and the drink, I was like, this is not water. And I went to it thinking it was water, and I was not ready, body-wise, that for it to be Scotch.
All
right, Brandon, you're up.
It happens to the best of us. It happens to the best of us. For sure.
That was
all right. Well, you know, I am digging this one. It's a 12-year production, but it has what I so love about Speyside. There is terroir there. Like there's something about the flavors that you can kind of almost pinpoint that, oh yeah, this seems more in the rhythm of a Speyside like malt. That's a hint of kind of earthy, mossy, lighter peat, a kind of honey tone, a slightly richer viscosity, silkiness, and that's just standing on its own without any type of secondary barrel finishing or what have you. You have those nuances that will keep your attention. But it's so kind of beautifully married flavors that you taste no secondary notes of other things added or especially finishing tasks or what have you that sometimes are needed in the other regions to assist it in gaining complexity. So I love the flavors of this. I can sip that dram, do a water rinse, and maybe want to repeat or possibly move on. Like I think this is another one that is great in a flight of whiskeys, especially because they're so pale. These two especially, they're so pale, right?
Yeah.
Color-wise, but they offer quite a difference in flavor, but also a uniqueness in that they are not manipulated and can stand on their own. This is John Milroy. I'm going 8 for this. This is my favorite out of the bunch thus far. Yep. Oh, what you can tell, y'all.
Getting back to half proof though. You know, it's too
put it on the
yeah. I did enjoy the intensity here. Some of those sweet tones reminded me of I got a little bourbon feel. It came with the Scotch feel. The proof was good. The oils, the viscosity, a little bit of salinity there to me. Sweetness was good, round. It still sits clean with me. There's some more flavors I would want from it because I'm not a Scotch drinker. To exactly learn how to appreciate this, I'm gonna go 7.75.
Okay. Nice.
For me, I look at this bottle in the lineup, and it's kind of a perfect transition. Like a perfect transition. So like
agreed.
We went to like very light, approachable, flavorful, but just kind of, you know, a good foundation and base to, all right, starting to get a little bit more unique notes, starting to venture out a little bit more peat, a little bit more smoke, that's traditional single malt. This one, a little bit more complexity, a little bit more flavor, and the proof point elevated higher, which I think is just kind of like a perfect transition to what we're going to be drinking next. You get that saltiness to it, a little bit of savory notes, but I get a little bit of floral. It's nice, similar to Burnie, something where I could have a dram, I'm ready to have another one. Wouldn't even think twice about pouring it. Like after we're done, might have another one of it. Like it's that good. Proof is really, really great. Right in my sweet spot as a proof head. Kind of went back and forth between your two scores. I'm going to go with 8 though. I think it's really, really nice. Even at 12 years, a little bit younger than the last 2 that we've had, but it holds up to its own. It doesn't really taste overly young.
It's delicious stuff.
It's good.
Yeah, absolutely. The youngest of the whiskeys thus far, but the one that has delivered the most dynamic flavor profile and most engaging thus far. I don't mind. That's why this is fun. Everybody might want to chase sometimes age. The oldest is the better, or what have you. Or it's complicated with the secondary finishing. Triple finish, triple age, all these things. But sometimes if you just get down to a really good base, phenomenal whiskey, that's all you do. And for us, John Milroy, 12-year-old Speyside Single Malt Scotch Whisky. It is right under 110 proof, 109 proof. Alonzo is 7.75, and Mike and I both give it an 8 out of 10. Tasty stuff, man.
Indeed.
If this was
Tasty
114
stuff.
if this was 100 proof, 110, my God.
Yeah.
I don't even make a cash.
That would be interesting, right? Hey, shout out to Izon. What's going on? He is in the house. He's in the building, and in his fashion, always. Some of the best commentary. Some of the best commentary, right? He mentioned that he is celebrating with us. And he's sipping on a wonderful vintage. Is that whiskey? Thunderbird 12-year-old whiskey?
Thunderbird 12. Oh man.
Or is that a 1 or 2-year-old whiskey?
Dude, when I first got this route, there was one of my stores, corner store, right? I promise you, they had like 3 bottles of Thunderbird.
Yeah.
It started. I was wondering how long it's been there. It started looking like some lightly colored orange juice. Like this, I know it was like drinking some pink champagne gold, but it said Thunderbird had a plastic wrap on it. It's crazy. I said they used to drink this.
For sure. It was the hot item. And the crazy thing about, a Thunderbird is its core demographic. The core demographic of things like Thunderbird and Wild Irish Rose were housewives. They were home alone. Their husbands were out at the office doing their work or, military or what have you. And to make a happy housewife, have some Thunderbird for the drink while she is
like a
enjoying, like literally the commercials were a woman with a little skirt vacuuming, drinking Thunderbird, 1950s, 1960s. There you go.
Wow.
And so when you say Thunderbird, don't make these associations too.
But I have had the pleasure of actually physically seeing a bottle of Thunderbird. A lot of people will never see that bottle to know they came out in the 50s and the 60s.
Wow.
Yeah, there was still a bottle lingering somewhere. I mean, I probably still into the early 2000 maybe. Late 2000. You gonna go to South Carolina or somewhere to see Thunderbird? Because you ain't gonna see it here.
I don't know. Maybe not here, but possibly somewhere.
I don't know. I found out I was pronouncing this wrong. Boy, I felt so crazy.
What, Lefroy?
Yeah.
Or Cardias?
Lefroy.
Yeah. So this is the Lefroy Cardias. I'll just read perfectly from the back because I think it encapsulates everything that I love about drinking whiskey. Rum bottle. That's the next bottle.
That's the next one. Ooh,
yeah,
I'm sorry.
But it's crazy. That bottle looks like olive oil. Why are you looking at olive oil?
So Cardias is Gaelic for friendship. So Cardias is our annual expression created for our friends. Lower cask strength follows a tradition of sharing cask strength versions of our classics. A marriage of 5 of our favorite cask types, this non-chill filtered whiskey is Laphroaig at its most intense. This is the cask strength classic that tastes just like it does at the distillery. Enjoy it with friends. That's what I'm doing tonight.
Come on, man. Come on. Look at that.
Cheers to that.
Look at that.
Cheers to that.
Love it. I love it. Ooh.
This is not the one I had at your house, is it?
Yeah, this one.
Can you hand me that bottle? I just want to read more into what I'm getting myself into. Wow. This is a C or a G?
After the peat, the spices.
There it is. This is where
After
you get a
the
lot
peat,
more
the
into
spices and
into the savory.
Tastes like peat, zest, and pepper. I cannot say that any better.
Yeah, the pepper spice,
Very
peppercorn like
citrusy.
note definitely
What
comes
do you
forward.
mean by lore? Our intense lore in cask strength. Lore mean
Like
whiskey?
history. Yeah, the history.
Oh, history.
Yeah.
Lore.
Like lore.
Wow, look at that. I'm learning, folks. You see this?
It's very salty. Smells like just smells like a sea air. Smells like you're just in. That's like my favorite thing about Islay scotches is it smells like you're in Scotland. I've never been to Scotland. I
Wood,
want to get
pepper, and powerful
Absolutely.
peat smoke.
Shout out to Drew Beard Whisker himself. I need to return your
A tang.
text, man. We're making our way through the snow, and we are still here on Whiskey Wednesday.
Was that
So
whiskey?
Testament to
He was
testament
just drinking something really good on Instagram. I
to
was
these
jealous.
fellas right here.
He was drinking something
Showing
really
up for
good.
Whiskey Wednesday.
Was
Oh
it some
yeah,
Pappy? He was just drinking some Pappy, I think.
he was drinking some Willet not long ago.
Nah, he was just drinking some Pappy or
Okay.
something. I'm like, whoa, just
Yeah.
jealous.
He was
Mike, what am I getting myself into? Orange smoke.
delicious stuff. Eat a lot of the pepper. A lot of the pepper on the palate.
You can taste pepper through the smoke.
Yeah.
I can
Like
smell it.
you
actually,
get like
through the
a
smoke,
like
right?
almost like a poblano pepper. Like not quite like a jalapeno without the heat. That's
Whoa.
what you get. Yeah.
Wait a
Taste it.
minute.
Yeah, you taste that now?
Hold on.
Yeah, you
What
like,
happened?
bite into
What
like a
happened
fresh
just then?
pepper, but
Hold
it's not spicy, but you get that like
This reminds me.
sharp, savory.
This reminds me when I
Yeah.
drank when I smoke a cigar.
Yeah.
It's kind of like you enjoy the cigar, you want the smoke to go away, but it's not going nowhere.
Yeah.
But you're enjoying it, but you want it to go away.
Shout out to
This,
Glenn.
this is that thin line right here.
Or
It's like I'm enjoying the smoking the cigar, but then you want the peat to go away. It doesn't go nowhere. But the sweetness through this, I did not expect. The
Mhm,
multi character of it.
mhm.
Folks, I don't understand how I'm enjoying this right now.
Mhm.
it
Didn't
sneaks
expect
up on you. Like Islay is one of those things that you just kind of like
You know the build up.
you keep your foot in the door. You don't have to like it right away, but you just keep your foot in the door, and all of a sudden you're just like, because that was me when I first got into Scotch. I started
Yeah.
drinking like the Ardbegs, which are really overly peaty. Octomore, like that was one of my
Octomore
first.
is crazy. I just
Octomore
wanna
is
start with
crazy. I mean, listen,
that. I haven't even had it. But I
it
heard
was
stories.
trial by fire with
It's
my
the-
whiskey club.
It's the most.
Oh, it's got the most.
It's the most
insane.
peated.
Yeah.
There is.
Yeah.
And you started early
Yeah.
with that.
It was trial by fire, but like you have your foot in the door, and all of a sudden you just start tasting. Like, okay, I kind of like this. Okay, no, that might be a little too much.
That's how it was with me
Maybe
with
I
beer.
like that.
When
Yeah,
I first started selling beer, couldn't drink beer. I mean, I probably drank it Smirnoff Ice, something sweet, but beer. Some of my first beers was like Leffe
and there you are drinking
and a few other things.
Italian bitter.
And I was like, I'm gonna run to the bathroom, spitting in his bathroom. Who drinks this shit? Like type thing. And now it's like, I want to try beer from everywhere all over the world. I don't want to know.
So we're
Hilarious.
getting into Exxon.
Yeah, I
Have you on in the month of February? You can come down. We're gonna do Whiskey Wednesday with each other. Show for our birthday month. Absolutely. So
wonder what
yeah,
makes it
this
so
is
smoky and peaty.
the peat itself, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, when the distillery is malting their barley, it has to be dried after the malting process, right? So in the malting house, there's a malting floor, what have you,
Right.
the second floor of the facility or what have you, where they spread all the grain out, they hydrate the grain, and they will go through and kind of move it a bit, allow it to kind of undergo a process of malting, kind of sprouting, and kind of changing the chemistry. I'm trying to think of the term. That process. And so once that happens, you need to remove the water. You need to make the grain dry again, so that you can then go in and start processing the grain for the mash and then distilling it. So they are drying the grain, which is on the second floor of the malting house, by using some type of heat source. In the Highlands, usually they're just using natural gas to kind of heat that bottom floor, to burn on the bottom floor. The resulting heat that rises has no aroma. Right. Just like, when you turn on your gas or electric oven in the house and you cook something in it, you don't get any resulting flavor from the heat source that you're cooking your let's call it meat in, right? Take the same meat, take it outside, light some charcoal briquettes, let that grill warm up, heat up, you start cooking on that, you are actually imparting the flavors of those charcoal briquettes into the meat.
Right.
That's your fuel source, your charcoal briquettes. Then various woods or what have you. You know how that can go, right? So mesquite and all. So they are using peat as the fuel source.
Yep. Okay.
Burning peat as the fuel source to heat that bottom floor, which in turn dries the grain on the second floor, also infusing that smokiness specific to peat into the grain. And that lives with that grain all the way through the rest of the process. Just like in mezcal production, what do? They take various woods, and do a burning of the woods in a fire pit, a wood fire pit underground to those agave pintas, right? And that will impart its flavor of smokiness into the actual agave, as opposed to tequila, where it's a brick oven roasting. No flavor from the heat source is imparted. So that's how you get peat. Just like in the copper fox that we were going to potentially taste today, there is cherry wood and apple wood used as the fuel source to burn the fire on the first floor of the malting house that then gets imparted into the grain. Similarly, they make a peach wood product, peach wood smoked product. So that's where you get your smoke. You're having to burn some fuel source, some product that will then integrate itself into the actual grain of the resulting whiskey.
So you said they wet it and let it sprout. So when it sprout, are they cutting the sprout off of the grain, or they putting the sprout in with the grain and all that?
No. It's all now, instead of a smaller grain seed, it matures.
It's sprouted.
I forget the name of kind of like sprouted, right? It is sprouted.
So we're greenery.
And so we have a different type of product at this point.
Hold on, sprouted or open? When you think, when I think sprout, I'm thinking green, like leaf, like plant.
Right. No. They're not open that color. Right.
Like the grains are opening
I
up.
the term that's used. As I said,
when you said sprout, I'm thinking green. I'm like, they putting the grain with the green in the maturation. That first
little change of the chemistry of that grain, which yes, we can say cracked, right?
Okay.
Then that is the process that has to go through first.
Okay.
Right. I'm trying to think of something else that may have an association.
Like cocoa nibs and coffee.
Absolutely.
The fermentation, the opening of it.
Yeah. Potentially like was going to use the term popcorn, right? And you change the chemistry. It's the same product, but you heat it, and now its chemistry is so different than it was originally that it no longer is associated with the base grain flavor note. It's associated with a fuller, maybe more elegant flavor note. So that also plays into what makes a single malt whiskey potentially one of the most complex whiskeys on earth, without going into other processes of barrel aging, finishing, blending of grains, and so forth. These single malts showcase their terroir. They showcase flavors that like literally can only be derived from the place in which the grain was grown, the place in which it was distilled, the place in which it was aged, the vessel that it was distilled from. Like there's certain flavor notes that you have and that are derived from a particular vessel. I think we're going to move on to something from Campbeltown. There's a fun Springbank story that we were told, back in the day. They changed the swan's neck on one of these vessels to try to get more efficiency. And the distiller said, well, that swan's neck has been on there for ages. If it changes the flavor of the relevant product, then put it back on. And certainly they changed it. Product was running out more efficiently, but the flavor was totally different and something that was not unique.
They're not the only distillery I heard that from. There's a couple other places that changed a certain piece that they've been using for years, or a certain pot, and the flavor changed, and they went back to the old, rundown, abused. So yeah, they're not the first people I heard to say that they had to do that.
Another thing that's unique with the peat that they're using as the fuel source is this is all from outside of the distillery. So I know at least for Ardbeg and Lefroy, all these Islay distilleries are all within like a couple miles of each other. Nice. So imagine if we had that all down Pennsylvania Avenue, just had different spots. That'd be incredible. But it's all grown right there. So this is all like locally sourced in these like bogs, these
rain of glass.
Yeah, exactly.
Literally dug sometimes by hand, on the island. And this is part of the history of the Lowlands Islands, the Isles of Scotland, in that there aren't trees. People couldn't survive on these islands in the same fashion that folks on mainland did, where you can build your house from cut down some trees, build your house from it, use it as the fuel to warm your home, to cook your food, so forth and so on. They didn't have that on the Isles. So they had tall grasses, they had rocks. Outside of that, there was really no lumber, unless I guess you had to ship over. So what they would use for their fuel source was literally in the ground waiting for them. Dig into the ground, you have these peat bogs that you can intake, and it was a fuel source, and they could actually burn it.
What is that come from, though? Like fossil fuel?
So yeah. Think of other fuel sources that come from the earth.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like down type thing. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. And so this is something that over the ages have been a part of the daily life of these folks who lived on the Isles. It was a very hard life. It was a very, intense life, I'm sure. Being in northern, very cool climate, having a sea all around you that I'm sure at times got really harsh. But you had to work.
Salinity from that sea.
Yeah. So you have something that comes from the earth that gives you a nuance of Islay, that's the peat. But then if you're aging your product on the Isle, then you also have kind of the atmospheric nuance, which is that sea mist characteristic. And certainly if you're at the beach, playing in the ocean in the Atlantic, and you fall and you get some salt water in your mouth, you spit it out, what have you, what's left is kind of similar to what you have here as far as the salinity goes, as well as the viscosity. Just have a whiskey, just have water put a little salt in it. It changes the whole pH and the dynamic on the palate. Like,
there's blood pressure
if you drink it. If you drink it, yeah, absolutely.
Um,
I'm not saying that you should drink salt water,
I'm
but
glad
we've
you
all
didn't say
done
that.
saltwater rinses, right?
All right, what you got? Let's get into the rating.
As it's been sitting in my glass, I feel like the peat is dialing back. For every sip, my palate's adjusting.
I think you're adjusting.
If this peat level was 9, and if this peat level was brought down to like 5, boy, my rating for this would be crazy. I'm gonna go solid 8.
Okay.
I'm not a peat guy. If it was half the peat in this bottle, my rating probably be like 8.5 right now. No lie. There's so much sweetness on the front of the palate of this.
Termination. That's what I'm trying to think of.
There's so much sweetness on the front of the palate here. The smoke does get easier to accept and starting to enjoy and adjust to as the more and more sips you take. What proof are we at?
60, essentially.
So
One-
about 120.
59.6.
So the
19.2.
proof, so the proof, the cash strength proof on this is, oh my god! Between the sweetness and the peat, the proof is so much balance. I'm talking about 8.25. I just
Wow.
I mean, but
Wow.
if this had less peat,
Yeah.
bro, I would probably be 8.5 with less peat. To me, for
I
me.
first will say I admire how much of your glass you fit, because I know that it cannot be easy. Going through that. I mean, this isn't like Octomore level, but it's a pretty intense. Islay Scotch for sure. So first off,
The sweetness
Big
and the
ups to you.
smoke is
Yeah,
starting to
that's
balance.
good. Like it, start getting into it a little bit more. This is my bottle. I'm a little biased in it. I've had so many different versions of this Cardias series they come out with every year. My favorite one that they ever did was the first one I ever had. It was finished with Maker's Mark barrels. Maybe I was biased because it finished in Maker Mark barrels,
Yeah,
but
you
it
are
was
making
really
stand
good.
too, right?
It was really good.
Nope.
But I've not found a Cardias I haven't liked. This one at the proof really hit another level for me. It's savory, it's salty. It just like you just close your eyes and you drink in. You're like, I'm in a cold, moist Scotland.
Hey,
Yeah.
Mm.
And the more that you sip, the more it opens up. You get so much richness
more
of it.
sweetness, yeah.
Yeah, like there's just so much history to it. And that's why I think of like it being called lore cast strength is so amply, named. Like there's so much history and lore behind these scotches. I'm going 8.5.
8.5. Nice, Mike. 8.5. Mike there. And yeah, I think that is I think that's a lot of fun. At close to 120 proof points,
Yeah.
full of flavor. Gosh, it's Islay, and of course you get the smokiness, but the pepper note is something that's super interesting as well. It doesn't attempt to deviate kind of from its core flavor profile very much. It's like those nuances of pepper, peat, salinity, sea mist, and or savory sea water. Kind of
Savory seawater.
Yes, it stays consistent.
Say that 3
It stays
times.
consistent. Yeah, I like it as well for an 8.5. That's fun, and it leaves you not with an offensive peat note. There's a freshness that's there as well.
Fresh peat.
Like sometimes peat can come across, especially into the finish. And I like that you would kind of associated it with a cigar. Sometimes with a cigar, you can kind of get the secondary flavors, the lingering flavors of the smoke. But a good cigar. Like, is you get some of these sweet notes, these other flavors, and you kind of savor that for a little bit, right? It's not offensive. Sometimes when you get down, when you have a very intense cigar or one that is maybe not quite perfectly maintained, and you start to get a little bit more of that intense burn.
Yeah.
Like
when
when
you get to
a
the sweet
drier
spot,
cigar,
when you get to the
a
sweet
drier cigar, then those don't necessarily have those nuances of flavor. It's like too intensely, it's burning too fast, and you don't get as pleasurable of the flavor in the finish. So this is well done. I'm going 8.5 as well, as did Mike. Alonzo is going 8.25. This is the Lafroig. Calderas. Oh my gosh, the lore is a cast strength. I love single malt Scotch whiskey. It's coming in at 119.2 proof ABV. Once again, Alonzo 8.25. Mike and I 8.5.
Yeah.
Let's go. That was good, Mike.
All this talk about a cigar, and I'm just like, can it please get to like 60 degrees so I can sit outside and smoke a cigar? Like, oh, it's killing me in this weather. I just want to
smoke a cigar in the cold.
Not this cold. I think 40, maybe 45 degrees is the most that I'll sit outside and smoke a cigar. Tonight, in, was it 14? Hell no. I ain't smoking a cigar in this kind of weather.
Not happening, huh?
Nope.
All right, Mike.
All right.
It's the Smoky Pete.
This is the funkiest and most unique Scotch I've ever had in my life.
Okay.
How do you put that both in the same thing?
Because it's funky and unique. So this comes from Scotch Malt Whisky Society. What Scotch Malt Whisky Society is they are a company that purchases barrels from well-known distilleries, and what they do is basically white label what comes from the distillery. And so they'll find a barrel, they'll taste it, they'll purchase the barrel, basically in a way it's a single barrel, and then put it out, will not say where it's from, and they always have really unique names. So this one's called Viking Barbecue.
Nice. Viking
9 years old, 60%, 120 proof, Campbeltown single malt.
Wow. Nice. So coming from Campbeltown.
Yep.
I don't know.
That's so neat. Shout out to Springbank.
Yep.
Is it possible to smell smoke and cake at the same time?
There's some sweetness to it.
I smell like smoke cake icing, like something like smoke and vanilla.
This one, honestly,
Coach,
I've had this now. I had this
shout out to
almost
you all
for
as well. Karen. Indeed.
This came from Glen Scotia.
This is Glen
Yeah,
Scotia.
this is Glen Scotia.
Nice.
So I've had this bottle for almost 3.5, 4 years now.
Glen Scotia was founded in 1832, everybody.
Wow. When I first, I love that characteristics. It says Campbeltown single malt with maritime character. And that's exactly what I was about to say. When I first smelled it, I was like, I feel like I'm in a shipyard and I'm smelling sea air, motor oil, diesel,
exhaust, right?
kind of like dead fish, but in like a flavorful way, not like red tide, but like
almost hear the seagulls.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I get now. Honestly, as it's opened up,
that enjoyable.
Wait till you taste it.
You like
First off, wait till you taste it.
Now you describe.
It works, but honestly, as it's opened up and oxidized, I get a lot more sweeter notes on.
Folks, we have moved on, and I must move on.
I get a lot of sweet notes.
With the whiskeys here. There we are.
I feel like
nice.
the smokiness.
That's a sexy bottle. Let me just go ahead and give that a little bit more.
Well, I do smell like
showing on.
You know what this is?
The YouTube and Facebook. It's a nice bottle.
This is hickory smoke out at the pit. You on the pit master smoker.
Yep.
But this is the smell once it's in your clothes.
Okay.
It's not the smell in the air.
Uh-huh.
This is when hickory smokes hits cotton.
HD said
Smoke.
he hits us with the cheers and a couple peace signs. And yeah, HD, I'm pretty sure we know
What is hard
we know
truth?
exactly
Chill
who. Yeah.
Will. Hard truth.
Mhm.
Sweet face. I'm gonna look at that.
For y'all,
Hard
and
truth.
appreciate you coming through Whiskey Wednesday. What was that? A couple months back, maybe. All right, but right now we're drinking Viking Barbecue
What did you say we're drinking?
9-year-old
Go back down.
Campbeltown Single Malt
Oh.
Scotch Whisky. It is 120 proof, aka 60% alcohol. There you go. There we go. Indeed. Yep. Absolutely. Got it.
Hard,
so,
Hard Truth Whiskey. Was that what it called? Hard Truth Bourbon?
Mhm.
Hard Truth. There you
Yep.
go. Hard Truth Distillery. Here we go.
Anyways, here are the notes on. This one right here. So
Mhm.
pork chops smothered in olive oil, rosemary, smoked
Wow.
paprika,
Uh,
sizzled on the hot charcoal of a Viking burial ship, alongside with lemons, limes, rolled in a coal dust mussel roast. The strong scent of thymol wafted from the Viking bathroom, mixing with minty toothpaste, oily cured meats, and smoked duck. Adding a dash of water, the bonfire crackled as we steamed prawns and crabs with seaweed and a few rose petals. Our taste buds were now enlivened by the sweetness of a marmalade glazed ham, honey on toasted crumpets, and smoked pineapple dipped in a rock salt. Fresh mussels bubbled in a pot, balancing the sweetness with maritime herbal notes of oregano and Thai basil.
Wow.
I mean,
don't you want to be in that shipyard now?
that
Alonzo?
is why
Don't
I
you wanna be in that
love
shipyard?
Scotch. I love Scotch tasting notes. It's so unique, so creative.
And yeah, it seems like things came from all spectrum of a potential tasting grid, right? Palate wise, it was from the citrus to the oysters or shellfish, rose, barbecue, everything. Wow. But the complexity of probably what hits as the lowest point. I think Campbeltown might be one of the lowest points
I think so.
in Scotland. They kind of sit out on a peninsula. I believe they're kind of still part of the mainland, but it's like diving way deep into the Atlantic Ocean. So it's certainly very much sea mist worthy, lowland, but almost as well Isle-like flavors that you get, but in a warmer appellation. So I think that potentially those whiskeys that are aged there, we would argue possibly aging them there has the maritime effect, but also it's slightly warmer conditions, which I think gives the aging of Campbeltown whiskeys a benefit of being maybe a little bit rounder stylistically. And of course, there is no mass production that's happening in Campbeltown at all. So the 3-4 distilleries that are there now, they are literally under an umbrella that, it's like the town owns them, right? And they work for it and they keep the heritage and history alive.
I think Glen Scotia has been one of the more well-known and prominent ones, but then up until recently, Springbank has really come to notoriety. One thing that I find so fascinating about Springbank is bourbon people are getting into Springbank. Like people are like chasing it as the Pappy of Scotch, which I mean they're very unique bottles.
Yeah, I had a Springbank 31. Good boy, that was crazy.
I wish I would have set Springbank aside 25 years ago.
It's just it's odd to me moving from bourbon to this. Like, could you imagine?
No, I can't move.
Yeah, but that's what people are doing.
It's enjoyable. It's like 3 of those or 4 of those in my bar. I can't move this. I enjoy it. I would
You
appreciate
said you couldn't see people moving from bourbon to this?
It's a
Well-
real big shift.
Well, 30 years ago, even 25 years ago, that's what everyone
drank.
did. Everyone did. I witnessed the shift from bourbon to single malt scotch, literally back in 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why
Back
was
to
that?
bourbon.
Why is that? Because within the bourbon landscape, we all grew up on certain bourbons. Of course, Jack Daniel's Tennessee whiskey, we will include that with it, right? But also a Jim Beam, a Makers,
You still
and a
Habits and
handful
all
of,
that was back there.
but no one was buying them.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody
The
buying
market
on
it.
the shelf.
Right. W.L. Weller was sitting down on the bottom shelf, collecting dust for the most part, right? Eagle Rare was sitting there, 10-year-old collecting dust. Of course, you had, at that time, a mind frame of people didn't really want to try a lot of new stuff unless they were nudged to do so. And so if you had your bourbon fix, if you had, your bourbon brand, you would stick with that.
Like Budweiser.
But eventually, especially on Capitol Hill here, where you had individuals who were now traveling to meet with other partners or other individuals within the firm they worked for, traveling for business, traveling within governmental spaces, and needing to sit down with various people from across the pond. Everyone else was talking, and all the elders were talking single malt scotch. So I had a lot of these youngsters, these 20-something entering into their 30-somethings, still like that, asking Burnie, I need to learn about single malt scotch. Like, I know nothing about whiskey. I just drink, Jack and Coke, or something with the Makers. That was fancy at the time. Makers was very much the fancy.
Yeah.
There were very few people that were drinking above a Makers mark at that time. And so a whole education around single malt scotch, I would pitch to them. And this is when our single malt scotch section was like at least 2 of these units up here. But there was a shift.
A good foul.
But that shift lasted for probably about 5 to 10 years before everyone reverted back because of the specialty small production bourbons that were available at those age statements that folks have been used to now by drinking single malt scotch. The single malt scotch had the age statements, but Maker's Mark didn't have a 12-year or 18-year or 15-year. So that's where the association with, oh wow, Pappy Van Winkle, 15-year, 20-year, 23-year. Oh, that's an option. Wow. And as Macallan's price points were shooting through the roof, 23-year-old Pappy Van Winkle on the show for $89.99. Yeah, let me try that. Or let me try 15-year for 60.
You're
65
lying.
Yeah,
Can you imagine if you'd have held on to all that?
I know, man. I know. Absolutely. But
Bland's was what?
So,
25, 1999, 25.99.
Bland's at that time, that wasn't even really a play. Yeah.
I heard it was stacked up on the floor. People wouldn't even get it.
It was Pappy, and it was W.O. Weller, and it was Eagle Rare.
Look at your
Those were the ones that were.
Eagle Red now.
And then
Wholesale
you'll see
now?
Stag here and there, right?
Wholesale now?
Stag was,
Well, I can imagine wholesale.
that was a transition.
15 years
So
ago.
it's funny that what goes around comes back around.
It's true.
Right? What
That
goes
means we
around,
got to save up on our
back around.
scotches because that's going to
Yeah,
come.
And
bro,
what-
stop
and
trying
what
to
has
force me
happened?
to open stuff.
What's happened? We are heading back into Scotch, and in a blink of an eye, a couple years, a Glenmoe 12-year Lasanta is now a Glenmoe 15-year Lasanta. What has happened, right?
Yeah.
And the price point hasn't changed much at all. And so there are potentially, especially in the U.S. market, that bourbon craze for this market potentially help reset the Scotch world. And so I'm going to be very excited to dive more into single malt Scotch whiskeys, especially, and see how much they've changed in the last few years that I've kind of been away from it, right? Now, I know that there are some productions that continue to do well, the Springbanks, the Kilkerrans and so forth, that I can barely get any of. The Bricklati productions, I like where they landed. I remember the heyday of Bricklati when the 5 partners owned it. You know, shout out to Andrew Gray, Jim McEwen, and so forth. But yeah, looking forward to this journey.
In the Scotch space, the ones I always find to be the most unique is Ardbeg. Ardbeg always comes up with the most out there experimental stuff. They have a great core product, but when you get into their committee releases and their limited releases, oh man.
Do they do? They the ones that do that one that say Big Peat on it, the man, or that's a separate brand? It's like this red beard guy sitting on like this tannish label. It's called Big Peat.
Yeah, it's not.
That's it. That's probably just Big Peat.
Yeah.
Big Pete.
Yeah, it says it has a man on it, literally a man like jumping forward, like literally.
Oh, okay.
So I thought maybe it was an Ardbeg one-off, but maybe it's just them by
maybe it was a
themselves.
Lagavulin.
No,
Lagavulin that done.
it's always not.
They do the Offerman. Yeah, they do the Offerman.
Nah, this one's called
that's
Big
also
Pete.
great too.
It's across the front of the bottle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Get your bottle of that.
Speaking of unique marketing, Lefroy, they have William Defoe. He's their spokesperson. William Defoe.
All right.
I get such a bias.
All right. Well, let's get into rating, guys.
Yeah.
That is not only no water runs.
Water into it here. It's me. Again, bias. It's my bottle. Man, it's so complex. It's so unique. Like we're talking about it, and like you can't really even describe it until you taste it. I remember the first time I opened it, tried it, gave some to Ruth, and I was like, "Just taste this." And she's like, "What the fuck am I drinking?" But it wasn't like it was offensive. It was just like there's so much going on that honestly your brain can't fully process it. 8.5. 8.5. I was considering going higher, but yeah, I can go 8.5. It's one of those things that I've never found a bottle that has quite stopped me in my tracks. Yeah.
Can you say that word? Cadiris?
Cardias? Please.
I mean, and it's going to be a pinch, but I need this in my life.
This is not the bottle I drank at your house.
Yep.
What is that bottle? Mike bought out the end all be all peated. This is a big stable in my cabinet.
That was Ardbeg's.
Ardbeg.
Yeah, I brought out the Ardbeg. Yeah, that was the Smoke Trails. Ardbeg Smoke Trails. Yeah, I almost brought one of those, but
I had a similar thing with these.
All right. Well, folks, I'm just going to drop my 9 rating on this one.
9.
Yeah.
A 9?
I almost did 7.75.
Hold on. This goes down a history of 9s. Like, we're going to go back and remember this. Like, this is a 9. I'm on the council where I have to ask you a second time to make sure you know what you're saying.
Bro.
It's 9. Okay.
Like.
Not in a bad way, but just like, wow.
It has all of these aromatic tones that are so like sparkling. Just, you mentioned candy. Like before,
was here.
Like these sweet notes.
So it's just a sweet maltiness in the front. Then it goes smoky.
Candy notes. And then you get it. And it's so approachable. It's so approachable.
Approach is good. You have to be able to handle the finish.
You just have to sit in it. Like you just have to sit in the experience of what you're drinking. And the longer you sit in it, the more you're just like, okay, I'm beginning to understand.
And you don't even want to rush the process at all. Like just nosing this one is one of those experiences where you'll just sit back and just maybe wonder if it's going to breathe open and show another
it's not people
layer.
Road joints talk.
There's an process.
This is family show, everybody. Family show.
It is.
They're in chats after dark.
But they love the process though. That's what I'm going to. It ain't getting buzz. It ain't all the weird stuff. It's like when I talk to them, I'm like, there's an easy way to do that, bro. They're like, yeah, but I enjoy the process. I can't rush. So I get like,
I like how you stuff. SHTUF. Stuff. The weird stuff. I like the way you fix that. You shifted it and you almost put 2 words into one right there, but it came out on the right side.
It's the Lefroy. Yeah. Bro, when I first started,
that's so good. Did you rate it already, Alonzo?
Laphroaig.
Laphroaig? That's
Laphroaig.
amazing.
Yeah, Alonzo, did you rate this one already?
I am going to piggyback and go. Gosh,
Don't feel pressure.
we were 120 here. We were here.
120.
120. We're 120 even here. That delivery is.
I'm going to say they're both 8.25. The only difference is that could make me change it a little bit. Feel like I was a little. We had a nice front sweetness here. I feel like I was a little bit front sweeter here.
Okay.
But both enjoyable.
Okay.
I think those sit in the same rail. They both have balance. It's hard because it's like sweet, smoky, spirit balance. And I think that these whiskeys have a quote unquote cheating way of balancing proof because you have sweet and you have smoke. So at some point, I feel like with a good product, the spirit note is going to balance with one or the other because you have both.
Okay.
So if you have a whiskey, you can have a spirit so high that it's just out of balance. If you had, say you went here, here was less sweet. If this was 120, for me, it would be out of balance at 120.
Right.
Because there's like nothing to hold the proof and balance it out.
Yeah.
So I feel like when you get to Lefroy, they understand like, hey, I can give them cash strength 120. Let them enjoy it. Give them sweet. I got the peat coming through. It's going to be in balance, and the spirit delivers without it being overwhelming.
Yeah.
8.25. I sit both of them in the same category.
Okay. Well, I like what you said there.
Yeah.
But man, this Vikings barbecue, that one,
Those
when you have that sweetness.
Delicious.
In the first one, I smelled the salinity, I smelled the peat, and I smelled the peppers, right? In this one, so much more. So I get what you're saying, especially if you're sensitive, more so sensitive to peat. That's the first thing that comes to mind, right? But here the complexity, and then on the finish as well. That finish, like literally, it's such a complementary flavors that are all just active at once and creating a balance that's crazy. So yeah, Viking barbecue, everybody, 9-year-old. It is the youngest product that we're tasting today. Isn't that something? How old is it? But once again, it is.
We didn't talk about it yet. See,
that was 9-year, right?
No, we don't have an age statement on it. Believe it or not.
But
I'll look it up.
Yeah,
I like
but
it is. But it's delicious.
The Viking barbecue 9-year-old Campbeltown Single Malt Scotch Whisky, and they actually call it. They say in celebration of the Campbeltown Malts Festival 2024. This is beautiful. It's 120 proof. Everybody,
don't taste like it at all.
Nope. Alonzo gives it an 8.25. Mike, 8.5. I jump out the window with a 9-point rating right there. That stuff to me is absolutely.
I probably could have
delicious.
gone. I probably could have gone 8.75 on it.
Yeah,
I probably could have.
that's delicious.
I can't wait to buy.
Mike,
There's
thanks
some
for that
limited
treat,
Lefroys.
man.
There's some limited Lefroys on my route. Limited editions.
Yeah, I mean, I
might-
wish I didn't finish that 25-year. That
I might just have to pick one
Not
up.
bad for
That 25-year was delicious.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, it's 10:02. Give us our last minute shout outs and send us home.
Hey, man.
I know what you're gearing up for.
Absolutely.
Out to Civic.
On
Tomorrow
the
is
8th, right?
the soft opening, and it's going to be a blast, people. Come and get your coffee. Come and get your souk pastries. Come out and see the ambiance.
Yep.
How soft the chairs are when you sit down. How beautiful the coffee machine is. Come feel the atmosphere. Come down to Civic on 8th.
It's gonna be worth the journey.
We will be there at some point. Us, these three guys.
I may be there tomorrow morning. I don't know.
You might be there.
Yeah, I mean,
I might be there in the
it's a
afternoon.
morning thing. It's a morning thing. So
I
we're
may
talking
be
about
there
come by between 8, let's call it 8 and 3. All right. So,
You know what? I feel like a superstar.
You are, man.
If you see me there, I might, the first 3 people I have a conversation to, I'll buy you a cup of coffee.
Oh wow.
There
How
you
about
go.
that?
Wow.
Well, folks, come by
Friends to
for a cup of coffee, for a pastry,
I will,
the likes, and see the space. And you can buy the cup of coffee and hang out in the space, listen to some awesome tunes,
Yes.
watch the staff as they are on their first day of operations, folks.
Decor.
Yeah.
And give them some grace, because it's the first day of operations. Shout out to Rhonda Lane Fox, who this is her first entry into the restaurant, bar, coffee house space, period. She comes from a career in politics, a successful career in politics. I mean, the accreditation that she has within that space are great. And she's beloved and well known, not only in this city of Washington, D.C., and her hometown of Fayetteville, North Carolina, but nationally, literally coming off of the national election, the last presidential election, building the largest coalition for women in any presidential election. That coalition wanted to stay engaged, wanted to be present. So she created nonprofit the Persist Network. Spurring off of that, it's now a space that you can persist in. It's woman owned, woman forward, civic on 8th, right here on Capitol Hill, 8 blocks from the U.S. Capitol building where she started her career in politics, being one of, I believe, the youngest people of color to be a chief of staff or a congressional representative. And carrying on. So come on out to Civic on 8th. Please, if you are part of Whiskey Wednesday or part of the chats community, just say, hey, I'm here because of Whiskey Wednesday. I'm here because of chats. Let them know how strong we are in this game up here on Capitol Hill, celebrating 92 years this weekend. Chats Liquor has been around 92 years. We are the oldest retail establishment for wines and spirits, fine wines and spirits on Capitol Hill, and one of the oldest in the city.
Yep.
Absolutely. Still going after many decades. My family, almost 5 decades of ownership of Chats Liquors, 48 to be exact, February 1st. Shout out to my father, Burnie Jr., my mother, Ophelia Williams, of course, of Ophelia's Flowers, and then of the name borrowed for Ophelia's Fish House. But that space is going to be Civic on 8th now. Come out and join us for their soft opening.
You're the third?
Mike, take it over.
Yeah, I was going to say, and beyond just, everything that Burnie said, Barracks Row is in this very unique transition, at least for me as a somewhat outsider to DC, still kind of getting acclimated with it. Barracks Row is very much in this transition. Starbucks is gone. The only coffee shops that are here in Barracks Row and kind of Eastern Market area, you have Pellegrin, you have Dunkin'. So come.
Weird corner store.
Whatever. They serve Compass coffee. They're going bankrupt. It's right. Damn. Anyways, support Civic.
Keeping it real gets real.
Chats After Dark.
Coffee lounge. Sit down and
support Civic.
He likes
Black-owned business.
Women-owned business.
Women-owned business. Great coffee shop. The money's staying here locally. It's not going to some crypto Dubai offshore account.
Black woman-owned property as well.
Exactly.
Hey, there you go.
So I'm excited for it. I feel like this area has been yearning for I'm a big fan of third spaces. I think people have kind of gotten away from that concept. The concept of third space. Like you go to work, you go home. What's your third space? Where are you hanging out outside?
Wow.
Yeah, it's the concept.
I never heard that term.
That's what the term is. For me, because I'm a degenerate, chats is the third space. So this is where I hang out. If I'm not at home and I'm not at work.
All you degenerates, come on over.
Yep,
This is my third space.
This is the third space. But for a lot of people, they're looking for a third space. I think Civic is going to be that third space for a lot of people.
Indeed.
The way that it's organized, the ambiance, the aesthetic, it's made for conversation. It's made for socializing.
Made for good
Stay
coffee.
for a while. Yep. I think
Mind you, I had a
matcha.
samosa or something I had last week. It was mushroom and lentils.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Pastry.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I tried.
Shout out Winnette. Mhm.
I tried a pastry a week ago. I believe it was like a mushroom lentil pastry samosa or something.
Yeah.
It was delicious. It
Right.
had like some curry, Caribbean flavor coming through there.
Mhm.
And I was trying to get another one, and
You were
it was
out.
closed. It was over.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was like
well,
we were family and friend tasting the menu and giving our opinions on some of the foods. So it was not an open process. It was a family friends. It was a personal tasting so we can know what you're getting starting tomorrow.
indeed.
Yeah.
And if by chance that pastry made the menu, I'm telling you right now,
Mhm.
order you one.
Mhm.
I wanted like 2 or 3 to go home.
Mhm.
If you see mushroom, lentil, pastry, or samosa, whatever the word was for it, believe me, the crust was so brioche and toasty and flaky, and it wasn't dried out. I mean, the flavor was through. I stand by that pastry.
Mhm.
If you
All right.
can't hear my voice, I do stand by that pastry.
Mhm. Well, shout out to Dr. Winnette Ambrose, the founder and owner of Souk, as well as earlier than that, Sweet Lobby. And right here on Barracks Row is where she got her start as a PhD, I believe engineering or biological engineering or something in that realm. And as accomplished as she is, to go on to Cupcake Wars, she and her brother Timmy, win Cupcake Wars, and then fast forward and not only have a successful donut shop and macaron shop here on Capitol Hill, the 400 block, then to open a pastry, coffee house, sandwich shop, and more. I mean, that's the best I can explain it, folks. But I mean, it was such a beautiful space as well. But her business to business, once she started selling the Whole Foods and some of these other locations, hotels, other entities. I mean, who had time to actually operate a storefront? So that's okay. With that, relax. You don't have to operate that storefront. No problem. You know why? Because right here on Barracks Road, that is going to be handled. The storefront side can be handled by Rhonda Lane Fox and the like right there at Civic on 8th. This is just one of their Instagram posts. You can see kind of a little bit of the decor inside, the branding. A cappuccino, I think, is there in that picture. Just amazing things. It's going to be a great time. Those of you who are in the community, of course, you all have all been asking about what's going on. When's it going to be open, Burnie? Who's you find to take over the space? We hope it's good. We can't wait to get there. And when I introduce them to the absolutely dynamic Rhonda Lane Fox, there you go. You know, it's a no question. They will be going live tomorrow, and it's going to be a beautiful thing. I'm so excited.
A black shirt.
Hmm?
She's a white and black shirt.
A rough shirt, yeah. Well, I don't know. The West Haven green is the color
green and white rough shirt
of that Civic, and so I don't know. She might be the green and white. That could be
the green and white rough shirt.
That could be something. Absolutely. But shout out to Lisa Civic. You can see their picture is Fawn Weaver, the owner of Uncle Nearest. You can see also the Emmy Award-winning Angie in the picture, as well as the craftsperson behind the bar right there, AJ Johnson, and Rhonda Elaine Fox there in the black. Gosh, such a great
That was a
time.
fun night.
Yeah, it was a fun night. Reggie, artist Reggie is right there in that picture there. But folks, come on over. It's going to be a phenomenal venue to sit back, grab coffee, grab cocktails eventually, but coffee first, and just enjoy the space, enjoy having space to communicate about whatever your passions are. Women own, top to bottom. Women operated, pretty much top to bottom. And the support from the fellas, of course, is always necessary.
Absolutely.
And we're happy to do so. The gentleman sitting here to my right, to your left, stage have chipped in and helped out the process along the way and helped me within the process of making sure that Civic has the best start as possible from our standpoint. Of course, Rhonda did the heavy lifting, though, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, she's gangster with it for sure. So we're super excited about it. Come on by. I'm going to stop rambling now. And
We just crossed the 2-hour mark. We just crossed the 2-hour
there
mark.
you go.
There it is.
That's one.
Hey.
Well, good night, everybody. We're going to see you hopefully tomorrow at Civic.
Hey, next week, we've been showing all this love with single malts. I need to get back to bourbons.
Yep.
Not in a bad
next
way.
week.
Not in a
Next
bad
week going to
way,
be our the chat celebration.
Oh, you making barbecue?
Well, we're going to have to.
You're making
I'm
barbecue.
making barbecue.
You're making barbecue.
I don't make
chicken.
barbecue.
Figure
You making
all
barbecue
that stuff
chicken
out.
in the oven. It doesn't have to be smoked. Barbecue chicken. Okay. You do the barbecue chicken. I'll do the sweets.
Well, I was going
I'll
to
do
say.
a cake.
I was going to say I'm going to bring the wild turkey masters.
Your idea was barbecue though. For the anniversary. That was your idea.
That's my idea.
Food pairing for the.
Barbecue
That's
sauce.
it.
Barbecue sauce. It was
Oh,
joking.
you just
He was
took
joking.
that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm
Just
going
joking.
to make a cake for the chat's anniversary.
I'll have Ruth make something as well.
Wow.
I hope,
Ruth is the
I hope
baker.
your children are still on here because you told them to watch and you set me up because I'm ducking one of them. children. One of them.
Well,
Just
she's
one.
She's back in school now.
Just one.
I just dropped her off. Shout out to Gabby. Shout out to my eldest, Gabrielle, out there at Towson University,
Doing her
just entering into her second semester
making
freshman
us
year.
proud.
And Dean's List, folks.
Oh,
Come on now.
Gabby.
Gabby, Dean's List student.
I love
First
that.
semester. Do you know how
go.
complicated my first semester was?
No.
Man, I had to find
How much you
my-
party? You mean?
No, not even partying. Just like getting used to being away
Around
from
and
university
meeting
and so
friends.
forth, and like
Well-
keep up with getting up to classes, having all the responsibility on my own.
yeah,
No one. Like, do you think I did? Got Dean's List?
Listen. So shout out to
semester?
Gabby.
My
Freshman year?
mindset was C's get degrees in college, and so anyone that's got Dean's
Wow.
List,
So shout
Big
out
ups.
to Gabby.
Hey.
I do not want to steal any of your thunder, but shout out my niece. This is her second semester. First semester, I don't know if it was Dean's List, but I think it was like all A's and 1B, all A's and 2B.
Well, that's
And
that's
she's
Dean's List. Come on
up
now.
at Morgan.
That's a
So
3.5.
That's her.
Oh, yeah.
That was her
Nice.
first year.
Okay.
So she's in her second
Okay.
semester right now, first year.
Beautiful.
So shout out to ladies making the way.
Come on
yeah.
down. Come on
Shout out
down.
to
They've
ladies. So
been making the
definitely.
way. We celebrate them.
Definitely.
We come from and are connected to in one way or another.
Yep.
We associate ourselves with amazing women. I don't think that we would be the men that we are
Without
if we
amazing
were
women.
surrounded by and appreciated and supported amazing women. That's our goal. It's we all benefit. We all benefit from being a strong community, and it takes us all being strong in that. And so celebrating all the women, raising the glass. Right now that's empty of whiskey, but we're going to get back to at least one more dram. But after this live ends, we're going to see you in 7 days, if not before. Peace, everybody.
stay safe this weekend.
Yeah,
Bubble
Gabby,
up.
your dad freezes cake, Gabby. So I'm gonna get that made. It's gonna go in the freezer. You can have it on spring break.
Oh, wow.
Bye, everyone.
Peace.